regulars. Very, very cool spot.
Rollins.
All right, I think we're good, Dave.
No, we passed it.
We still got music coming through.
Oh, yeah. I didn't drive, you can't.
I can pretend that it's on.
Each step you take still brings you back. How to miss the place where your confidence cracked. Drag through these lines, you carry the weight of a dream. Paper swords get drawn, nobody hears you scream. Sometimes you catch yourself just staring up in space, dreaming of everything you don't have. wishing and wanting more when you have all that you need. Maybe this life ain't half bad, ain't half bad. Echoes remain where they want. No redemption here, no souls get warned. Keep reaching through, but thoughts remind it's not the same. Will you ready yourself when they call your name? Sometime to catch yourself, just staring off in space, dreaming of everything you don't have, wishing and wanting more when you have all that you need. Maybe this life ain't half bad. Moments lapse, the things that alter still can't be ignored. Artifacts, the buried skin deep and feel their wrath no more. Time to catch yourself, just staring off in space, dreaming of everything you don't have, wishing they'll have everything you want. Maybe this life ain't half bad, ain't half bad. Ain't half bad.
Thank you. Again, thanks so much for joining us. Is that a puppy I see in the back there? Or smallest? So those first two songs, the first one was the lead single off my second record, and the last one I just did was the lead single off my most recent record, which came out in May. I became a songwriter begrudgingly. I was dragged into this thing. I made a living for a long time just playing guitar for people and being an accompanist, and got used to just playing songs that were written already. And you know what? There's a whole lot of real good songs out there that you can play without having to write your own, which is somewhat difficult, would you say? My wife, who's sitting in the back there, it was really her idea, a forceful idea at that I should really start writing my own. And initially, I had no intention of becoming a singer-songwriter or recording myself. I was hoping to write stuff and then sell it to somebody else. And the song I'm going to do next was a song that was the closest I had to actually making it on somebody else's record, but it didn't. But it's still a song I played today. I think this is the second song I ever wrote. It's called Come Take Me Home. I can't think of the first line. This is not gonna end well. What's that? Me too. I was alone so long, it's all I knew. There's a certain kind of comfort in what you're used to. It's hard to miss what you never got to pursue. The bridge is burned. A lot of love that was never returned. A whole collection of lessons to unlearn. The seasons change, there's an open door. Don't wanna live like this anymore. Could it be better than it was before? Come take me home.
all your words and your casual glances, breaking down what's left of my defenses. Melt the skies and hint at second chances. Now we're firing shots across my bow. My flag is up, surrender loud. Nothing's perfect except for this right now. Come take me home. I need to be alone. The fence is frayed and torn, and falling like a stone. I think that I like it. Come take me home. I need to be alone. The fence is frayed and torn, but falling like a stone. I think that I like it. Come take me home. Been through bad and hell to get to this good. The cheese would burst, time's right for sure. The bath was lit, I'm running past where I stood. Come take me home. I need to be alone. The fence is frayed and torn, we're falling like a stone. I think that I like it. Come take me home. I need to be alone. The fence is frayed and torn, we're falling like a stone. I think that I like it. Come take me home. Come take me home.
Thank you.
The funny story to that song was that it was on, I got a contract for that song from a country music singer, and you get that email that says, oh, we want to record your song, we want to buy your song, and you get to the second paragraph where they want to change a couple words in your song, and for doing that, they want to take half of your publishing from you. And, so I didn't make it on the record, but I own 100% of that. You know, the first person that ever stood up, I don't know if you guys, this is a great story. Elvis Presley never wrote a song in his life, but he's got publishing on hundreds and hundreds of songs because you couldn't get a song on his record unless you gave up half of your publishing. And he didn't even bother changing a word, he just took it. And Dolly Parton was the first person to stand up to him. He wanted to, what is the song? I Will Always Love You. And she says, no, I'm not giving you, it's my song. I worked, her words, damn hard for this thing. I'm like, and she kept it, he didn't record it, and she's made $80 million off of this song since now, which 40 of which would have gone to Elvis Presley's estate. So, anyway, it is a strange business that we put ourselves in. And it's not always friendly. This is a song called In Between. I remember when the reviews came out for this record, the reviewers liked the song, which is very nice, but they didn't quite understand it. They thought I was thinking about a relationship between two people, and this is really about, I think, relationships in general in the world. You know, the differences of haves and have-nots, and black and white, and red and blue. This is a song called In Between.
compromise. Won't compromise. Indifferent. Won't accept the pain before their eyes. I know we might never solve the differences. Right now, there's just too much space in between you and me. Now it doesn't matter what dues you get or what price you pay. Words are given to all that apply anyway, every day. I know we might never solve the differences. Right now, there's just too much space in between you and me. You and me.
Thank you. How we doing on time? Couple more, two more, three more? I am probably the least political person that you'll ever meet, and don't really trust politics. And my wife and I were on vacation in Lenox, Massachusetts, and it was during the World Series, and away from the ability to record and fast forward through the commercials, I had to watch all the political mumbo jumbo that was coming up during those breaks, and I couldn't believe. And this song came right out of that.
You keep them guessing as new filters through. They've been running in circles and no one's immune to the feelings of hopelessness that lingers on. You can't divide the problems and the lost and never found. You keep on pushing, but you're back where you were before this whole thing started in this not so perfect world. Now the changing over, what's that you knew? Going faster and faster, turn the lies into the news. You've been searching for that someplace, somewhere, where you can finally set things right. No more too many bright-eyed moments that going down without a fight. They started early now, the gasping for breath, running, chasing shadows round until there's nothing left. Won't be witness to the shining grave you dug. Is this a fitting ending now that life's been boarded up? You've been searching for that someplace, somewhere, you can finally set things right. No more dimming any bright-eyed moments, not going down without a fight.
to thank you so much for inviting us to this great space here.
Thanks for coming.
These little intimate shows are always my favorite to do. You guys, it's usually it's with acoustic guitar. Tonight I braved, I braved it and brought out the gear. So I'm currently from Farmingdale, New Jersey. So it took us about an hour to come over, and much more frequently doing shows more in the Asbury Park area. So it's kind of nice to get out and those dark winding roads that took us here. So I'm not sure what we came through, and the GPS just kept saying go, and we did. I was really surprised how much open land there is out here. A lot of open acres and farms and stuff. Oh, hello.
Hi.
How are you? You got perfectly on time. You get to hear me tune. The best part of the night. So on my record I mentioned before, we dropped that in May, and a lot of the songs were written during COVID and the time thereafter, and it was a time of it was an interesting time. My dog passed away on her 14th birthday. My mother passed away during that time period, and although I didn't purposely write lyrics about those things, I could, in retrospect, going back and listening to the record, I know that those things kind of creeped in, and definitely a lot of that is in this song. It's a song about, I guess, kind of dealing with loss. It's called You'll Know.
Sometimes the daylight comes too soon. Last night's tonic still running through. But between heaven and the moon, in this empty room, I might seem better, but still not right. Woken by spirits almost every night. Maybe best kept out of sight. Might take forever before you feel free. Might take forever before you go. Might take forever to understand me. Then you'll know. Then you'll know. Those stolen moments fade so fast. Dust to dust and ash to ash. We work so hard to make them last, but they never last. Smiling faces in the sun. Days like this, you should go on and on. Giddy up and get it done. You had so much fun. Might take forever before you feel free. Might take forever before you go. Might take
so much. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being such a great audience. I got one more song for you, one more short story about it. You okay with that? Okay. Well, you guys just got here, so you got to say yes. So,
a long song?
no, the story might be longer than the song. So, you're occasionally rewarded as a songwriter and get to hear your songs on the radio, which is, there's nothing better than, especially an unexpected drive in the car and your song pops up on the radio, you're like, wow, this is great. And it's generally a solitary thing because you're by yourself and there's nobody to share it with. By the time you call your wife, the song's over, and but it's very cool. And then there's other times you have these even less expected things. I was in you guys are, everybody else is local, I guess, except for you guys, but Wegmans. And I was there one morning picking up breakfast, which for me is a chocolate chip muffin, by the way, which they're quite good. And that early in the morning, you could actually hear the music, because there's no ancillary noise. You can hear the music that's piping from the top. And normally you walk in and you hear the Beach Boys or the Carpenters or the Beatles, which is great. But that morning they were playing Frank Turner. If you guys don't know Frank Turner, he's kind of an English punk acoustic guy, a very, very good songwriter. And I'm like, wow, Wegmans is getting hip. So I picked up my muffin and went to check out, and the next one that came up was one of my songs, the song we're going to play. And I'm like, first you're thinking, is this a dream? It's early in the morning. Maybe I'm still sleeping. Why would Wegmans have my song play at the top? But once again, there's nobody to share with except for the 17-year-old cashier. So I said, hey, this is my song. And she's like, nice, $3.50, please. So I don't know how it happened, but it was an experience that every now and then you get these tiny little rewards. This is a song called Good Enough.
You're dreaming dreams while you're walking. They twist and turn. Each step takes you closer to the distance, further from that burn. Always on to the wide open places, but to turn your
so much. Thank you.
Thanks for being a great audience.
Now the curtain comes down, and we're going to change the stage over.
Yeah, we're gonna take about 10 minutes, and change out. And, if anybody wants something to eat, there's food right in the restroom. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Just in the drawer over there.
This door?
Yeah, that's cool.
Someone.
relatively mild or whatever. But
For
me, it's just a walk.
Yeah, so I do, I take that for a walk.
Okay.
So like you go on, mine goes, my school, they go like a walk, 3 to 4 miles. Mine, and that actually.
Yeah. Can you keep going on the beach now?
You know what, where,
I can't, but
I
she'll take off.
I will, mostly, yes, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said it's the house.
Yeah, good.
Because that's why we first got this trip in
But the other day, we saw something, and I was like, okay, now you have to because all of he's in the woods, I'm like, no, dude.
Yeah, and then they don't listen.
Right, exactly, so I had to go in, when he came back, was he's like, doesn't want to be too far from here, you know, I can't remember, because it's something I read that, they don't even know they take.
For her, she's got two things.
I don't even know what
She's
to
got
cover.
sled dog and
Yeah.
she don't want to go lunch right in it.
No, I don't think so,
And
not
she's
with that.
got that hunting instinct. So
Another
she
show.
picks
Yeah,
up
maybe she'll come
something.
back, you never know.
That's what she's
That's
That's it,
Two
she's
shows ago.
going,
Yeah,
and
2 shows ago.
I will never let her off the leash
Yeah.
outside the house, unless it's a fence.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, that's smart, actually.
Yeah.
I'm trying some help with her, but it's been short ones because I can't go with everything with the leash. She's pulling here or there,
Yeah.
She's picking up a rabbit, a squirrel, a
Right, oh, that's
yeah.
right, because she's that's true,
Yeah.
yeah, he just, he loves to enjoy it.
The
He's
smell,
good with
and that's it.
Yeah, that's hard when they have it like that, exactly, because it's just, she doesn't even know how to
But
not
when I
do
walk
like
her in the neighborhood, if she picks up a deer, she could pull my arm out of my shoulder and my socket, pull and go. She's about 70 pounds.
Well, they do it that way.
Could go, yeah.
So quiet in here, like when I tune my guitar, everyone's like, what's happening?
It's a quiet house.
It becomes part of the show.
Yes, exactly. I don't have a guitar tech, unfortunately.
All the family, yes.
Eric's not even here yet, so don't zone in to me too. I can't do this on my own. That is my worst nightmare. That I'll be waiting backstage and he's like, I gotta go to the bathroom really quickly. And then on stage they're like, Ash and Eric, no. I go to myself. Ash and Ash.
Took me just about an hour.
We don't live too far from where that guitar was made.
Oh, it's being there, right?
Martin
Is
Kennedy.
that in Bethlehem?
No.
Nazareth.
Nazareth.
I mean,
That's okay.
forgive me for getting those two
That's
confused.
okay. That's
The
okay.
Jesus town.
That's right.
Jesus did some stuff.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Where do you live?
We
You
live in-
still do, or?
Actually in Springtown.
Okay.
Springtown,
Cool.
Pennsylvania.
We're playing in Bethlehem next weekend.
Are you? Okay. Where?
I got these.
Oh, Godfrey's. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, I'll be there next week.
10, 15 minutes down the road, but
Yeah,
generally
we're
the same.
silly, we're going home.
I've never seen it. I'm generally I'm going there. You know? It's just a lot of like,
Right, yeah. So I'm
you're
going
up coming back, well,
back.
I've been in a long
Yeah, we're
time.
doing
I'm like, all right, yeah, I know this.
Worcester, which is
Has it
very
changed? Oh, my God.
No, it's
Because
all
I know the Marble Farm is very far.
nice. Not shop.
Like an hour and 15 from there.
Yeah.
where
Mob.
she came from was
Mob.
North
Mob.
Mob.
Announce it, right?
but generally the
Up in
same.
the knob shop.
Exactly.
I actually performed in a muster, which you know what those are, where you have the hand pump fire trucks.
Oh.
And I was a nozzle holder.
Oh, wow.
And as soon as the whistle blows, I gotta open this thing up, and then you see how far you can go.
Amazing.
And that's it, yeah. It was a contest at a little fair up in Maine. We actually went up in Maine, Bath, Maine.
You've
For
been
that.
back?
You know,
Yeah.
It's the truth. And it's,
Yeah.
I mean, I was related to some people that were in the fire department, and they said, we need somebody today. You gotta do the nozzle, and that's really.
So that was it?
That's fun.
That was the whole job?
Yeah, that was the I'm from upstate New York, you don't say it.
No, you have a very nice neutral accent. Nice and neutral.
Yes.
All right, I think we're ready to get things going. Thanks everybody again for coming. It's really nice to have everybody here. Really glad to have Ash and Eric here. They're going to do a great show. I know it. So really looking forward to that. So if you could help me welcome them.
We were just talking to some folks. It's small enough in here. I'm sure you heard our entire conversation about New England, where we're from. And I grew up in Connecticut, but now we live in central Massachusetts, in Worcester. If you're from there, that's what it sounds like. It's Worcester. It looks like Worcester on the map. This is a song about growing up in New England and everything that it gave me. There will be a geography quiz at the end of this song, so pay very close attention. There's a river that runs from the border of Canada down the east of Vermont, the west of New Hampshire, right through the center of a state that gave me a home. And that river, it runs through the city of Hartford. Some people already have it. And if you followed it south, you'd find the place I was born. Right at its mouth, where it rips into the sound. And I've followed that river every mile, from the north as a woman, the south as a child. It taught me to carve my path through the wild, and with it I'll run until my heart grows quiet. There's a highway that runs from New York to Boston, and in a week this old car has driven it twice, through sun, sleet, and ice. Well, I've been on it all of my life, and I've followed that highway
child. It taught me to carve my path through the wild, and with it I'll run, run, run until my heart grows quiet. Will it ever grow quiet? I followed that river every mile, been running from something since I was a child, but it brought me to you, so I'll stay here a while, and with you I'll run, 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 with you I'll run, 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 yes, with you I will run, run, run until my heart grows quiet.
Thank you. I saw a lot of deep nods during that song. Either you related or you knew the places that we were singing about. Both? Hopefully. Who can name the river? Yes.
Nailed it.
Now, can you name the road, because there are two? The Merritt Parkway starts in Hartford and goes down. So all the way New York to Boston. It's right on the tip of your tongues. Yeah, 95.
Yeah, it's everyone's favorite.
It was funny that, 91's the middle. 91's the Connecticut River, basically. Eventually, kind of. It was funny that Dave told a story about a reviewer having a song wrong, and one of the reviewers on that song was from Worcester, and they were like, I loved that line about the Mass Pike. And I was like, fair, I guess. But it was 95.
It's all fading fast. This world that I see won't last, and it feels like the tighter I hold on, the quicker it all slips away. And time knows no mercy. It slows down for nobody. The clockwork ticks steadily forward, a lifeless machinery. It seems like every seed must die, fall to the earth for a while. It's hard to lose, and it hurts to let go, but every seed must die for new life to grow. Now I have a cousin, and he said while he was praying that every color just burst to life around him in a shimmering dance. And he looked me in the eye, said I'm no longer afraid to die. we share here together, it will never pass away. Yes, and every seed must die, fall to the earth for a while. It's hard to lose, and it hurts to let go, and my heart beats that it's true. My eyes perceive just a partial view, though the beauty seems to flee. It's a signpost for a world I will one day see. Yes, and every seed must die, fall to the earth for a while. It's hard to lose, and it hurts to let go, but every seed must die for new life to grow, for new life to grow.
Apparently, we brought the winter with us from
know.
Massachusetts.
Jeez.
We tried to come down here on tour in February's to escape the freezing cold weather. And in fact, when we go on the road in February, we don't bring jackets with us because we're very just optimistic
Hopeful.
about the
We're very
Mid-Atlantic.
hopeful,
We're
yeah.
like, it's gonna be warm down there. So today we put on.
It was when we got here.
It was, but this morning we put on 3 layers of every sweater we had in our suitcase to walk to Target. So thanks a lot for your warm welcome to the Mid-Atlantic. I know.
I
man.
know, you can blame us. You can
We
blame
worked
us.
so hard to not.
Someone's got to take responsibility for this.
True. At least there's no snow. We could have really done you bad, right? You're welcome. It is my least favorite part about touring in February because we'll go to the Carolinas and we're sure that we're safe and it's gonna be warm, and then it'll snow this like half an inch of melted snow and our show will get canceled, and we're like, are you kidding me? Why? This is a song called In My Head. Think that you think I forgot about you, forgot about all of the years that I knew you, but every time I step up to the line where the ocean meets the land, I remember all you showed me, all you taught me, and all that you owe me. I remember wearing white and holding your hand. I think that you think I don't think about you, that I never wonder what you have been up to. But every time that I hear a man lie about the size of the fish that he caught, well, I remember, and I feel this ache in my heart. I don't know how to tell you, we always left it unsaid. Oh, I love you, I just love you in my head.
I never came back to see you. 'Cause every time I cross that county line, well, I'm afraid of what you won't say. And I remember how that silence drove me away. I don't know how to tell you. We always left it unsaid. Oh, I love you. I just love you in my head. I don't know if I will ever go back to our home, back to the loneliest place I have ever known. I don't know if I'm ready, don't know if I'm steady enough to drive down that road. But I'll carry the memory with me wherever I go. I don't know how to tell you. We always just left it unsaid. I don't know how to tell you. Maybe it's better unsaid. Oh, I love you. I just love you in my head.
Thank you. So this next tune was written it was finished during COVID. I'll say that. Wasn't written during COVID. Not that that's entirely.
Not that any of us remember even what happened
I know.
in that year anyway.
To pretend to have a timeline for 2020
Yeah,
is a little silly.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we were in sweatpants.
Mhm.
We saw the same four walls every day.
Mhm.
But for me and like I know a lot of folks, it was this deep disruption that felt like it called into question so many things that I had taken for granted or thought that I knew or understood, not just about myself, but about the world around me. And so this song is a poem sort of wrestling with that experience. It's a song called Autumn Hymn. And it goes a little something like this. In the cool of the autumn sun, I turn to the howling wind and ask her of her mournful song. Where does her pain begin? She does not pause to answer me with words I can record, but with the melancholy movement, she cuts me to my core. As her lonesome lilting lips, her voice grows clear and crisp, rousing the tops of the towering pines, entranced by her influence.
remember a simpler time, though distant in my mind. A world's laid out in black and white with neatly painted lines, where stories tell how the good ones win a just and righteous war. But like a soldier sobered by the fight, I can't believe them anymore. I felt the darkness so complete, shake the ground beneath my feet, and tear into the things I love like a wolf with gnashing teeth. And a sorrow burns within my soul like a bush set all ablaze. Is there nothing I can stand upon that will not fall away? Then a voice from above, the haunting hymn of a dove, calling out o'er the whipping wind, breathing deep and listening, as she sings a song for every sadness, a song for every pain, a song for every brokenness that cannot be explained. And I've gathered them inside my heart like seeds carefully sown. They will grow into a tower of light, a shelter from the storm. They will grow into a tower of light, a shelter from the storm.
Thank you. So Eric comes from a giant family. His dad's parents were good French Canadian Catholics, and they, as good French Canadian Catholics, thought it was a really good, insane idea to have 15 kids in a 2-bedroom cape. They were like, that'll probably work out somehow, right? So Eric's got, 30 aunts and uncles and 49 first cousins or something nuts.
That's
and
true. Yeah.
on one side, I have 2 aunts total on both sides and 5 cousins total on 2 sides. And I grew up an only child, which is a strange way to form that sentence, because you would think, well, if you grew up an only child, that means you are an only child. But in fact, when I was 22, when Eric and I were getting married, my dad got remarried a year before us and then started having little children who are now my siblings. So my little brother and sister are, I should figure this out before I get on stage. We'll say 8 and 6 because you don't know them,
That's what I was
so
gonna
it
say.
doesn't really matter. If they were here, I'm 8 and a half. I don't remember, but yes, I have little siblings now, but for the vast majority of my life and for all the parts of my life that you would call growing up, I was an only child. So when I got to college and had to live in a, 10 by 10 dorm room with another human being, it was quite a shock to the system for me, and I didn't exactly know how to be around people for a little while. And by my sophomore year, I was living in a suite with 8 girls, which I wouldn't recommend. And ultimately just learned how to find people who would turn into family, friends who would become the siblings that I always wanted and always needed. And then to my surprise, eventually I had real siblings who could become siblings. But before then, it was just chosen family. So this is a song called Brother, and it's for some of those chosen members of my not blood family. 1, 2, 3, 4.
He moved to Colorado in his 27th year, living like that old John Denver song. Said he had to go and try to learn to love again. We said go now, but brother don't belong. He moved out to the mountains because he heard the air was fresh. He got news about his family and thought he'd go and find some rest. He said, I think I'll never want to learn to love again. We said, try and do your best. Try not to give up just yet. 'Cause I never had a brother of my own. There was nobody else living in my home. But you showed me the way of patience, sadness, and I thank you for that. I was born into this life all on my own. There were others, but they told me that they never made it home. So when I finally went and got myself grown, I made a family out of water and the blood that makes us whole. And he came into my kitchen on a warm Sunday night, said, I got something to tell you, I just saved your husband's life. Remembering it now, I wish that I looked him in the eye and said, you think that it was his, but it was mine. No, I never had a brother of my own. There was nobody else living in my home. But you showed me the way of loving kindness, and I thank you for that. I'm sorry for the things that made you run. I wish that I could take them from you. I wish it could be done. In the very least, I thought I'd have you know that no matter how lost you get in me, you'll always have a home. Oh, please come home. 'Cause I never had a brother of my own. Nobody else living in my home. But you showed me the way of loving kindness and patient sadness, and I thank you for that. How can I thank you for that? How can I thank you for that?
Sure. We can't read each other's minds yet, so if there's any change to the set list, we just have to pretend that we're not whispering to each other on stage. So I don't know if you've picked up at this point that we've been pretty heavily influenced by some of the folk Renaissance singer-songwriters like Paul Simon and Garfunkel and James Taylor, definitely. And for some reason, when I talk about 70s and 60s folk singers and acoustic singer-songwriters, I always list names of men, which I just did and didn't realize that I did. But the queen of my heart, of course, is Joni. Second to Beyonce. I might be one of the biggest Beyonce fans you'll ever meet, which no one here saw that coming, I know, but she is my number one. We have the same birthday. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's kismet. Yeah, but in terms of, this stuff, Joni Mitchell's number one for me. So we're gonna play you a Joni song. This is a song called Woodstock. Well, I came upon a child of God. He was walking along the road, and I asked him, "Where are you going?" And this he told me. He said, "I'm going on down to Yasgur's farm. I'm gonna join in a rock and roll band. Gonna camp out on the land. I'm gonna try and get my soul free. 'Cause we are stardust. We are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden." So I say, "Can I walk beside you? I've come here to lose the smoke, and I feel like I'm a cog in something turning. Well, maybe it's just the time of year, or maybe it's the time of man. I don't know who I am, but life is for learning. Yeah, we are stardust. We are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. By the time we got to Woodstock, we were 500,000 strong, and everywhere there was a song and a celebration. And I dreamed I saw the bombers riding shotgun in the sky. They're turning into butterflies above our nation. Yeah, we are stars.
over again. And we've got to get ourselves, yeah, we've got to get ourselves, Lord, we've got to get ourselves back to the garden.
Thank you to Joni for that. So we wrote a song about the heroes that we look up to in folk music and also in our acoustic singer-songwriter circle,
singwriter.
the circle of singer-songwriters with whom we interact. And also I wanted to really sit down and write a good kvetch, just a, can I say, no, I won't say a bad word, just a complaint about how tiresome being on the road can be sometimes. And then as I started complaining, the song massaged itself out into, I love it. And I don't know how to quit, so yeah. So this is Simon Taylor, Denver, Cash. The first time I heard Graceland, my heart fell on the floor. It stole my breath and it shook me to the core. Now every Friday night I'll play it in another crowded bar. 'Cause I think we all need grace, no matter how drunk we are. Simon Taylor, Denver Cash, these songs can make me cry. But no one's really listening in a dive at 10 at night. But it pays okay and it's hard to say no to a little dough. But I'm driving home and I never felt so low. But some nights you sing for no one in the corner of a bar. And some nights you sing for hundreds who all know who you are. It can be hollow as a raindrop. It can thunder, it can fill. And applause can even pay a couple bills. The first time that they cheered for me, my heart went to the sky. I never knew there was a drug that could get me this high. So I've been working hard for hits of it since I was 13. But no one ever taught me how to wean. Tonight we played in Boston, in this legendary place. There's a picture of Joni Mitchell from the 70s backstage. And we sold out every seat in there and we played a perfect show. Still I'm driving home and I never felt so low. Some nights you sing for no one in the corner of a bar. And some nights you sing for hundreds who all know who you are. Man, it can heat you up like whiskey and go straight to your head. But applause, it cannot warm your bed.
West till I die. Maine to Carolina, through sunny fields and snow. Driving home on Christmas Eve all the way from Buffalo. Oh, if you ask me if I would, I think that I'd do it all the same. 'Cause if you don't know how to give, then you don't know how to gain. And some nights you sing for no one in the corner of a bar. Some nights you sing for hundreds who all know who you are. And I'm gonna drive 4 hours home tonight, 'cause I just wanna be in my bed. But applause cannot save my soul. This applause, it cannot save my soul. Thanks. That's true. This afternoon, I looked at Eric and I said, "You want to just drive home tonight?" He was like, have you completely lost it? And I'm like, let's do it. So.
Which I guess means no. She hasn't
I have
lost
not.
it. She's dead
I'm
serious.
dead serious. We have coffee in the car. We're gonna make it. You know when you're just like kind of close to your own bed and you're like, you know what? Even a terrible night's sleep in my own bed will be better than a good night's sleep somewhere else, you know?
Well, it's an okay sleep somewhere else usually.
It's true.
Yeah. Yep.
This next song is brand new. You're now the second crowd that's heard it live.
Will, you haven't heard it yet.
You haven't heard it yet.
That-
Maybe we'll change
that
our
little-
minds. That's what you've heard.
To be clear, that strum was not the song.
My grandfather was from Spartanburg, South Carolina, and he joined the military when he was very young and met my grandmother in England. And so my dad is English and South Carolinian, and then they grew up in Germany because it was Cold War era. So, you know, one of those stories. And before my grandfather, the lineage in Spartanburg, South Carolina goes back to colonists, basically. It's like 1600s is the first record of my family in that part of the country. And there's this, I think, being a folk singer, there's this romantic feeling that comes over me when I'm in the South, you know, despite the very tragic and mixed up history of knowing that my family was in the South since colonial times. That's a longer lecture. We can have that conversation another time or later. But there's this kind of romantic thing that happens when we're in the Carolinas, and I just kind of wonder what my grandfather lost in terms of culture and what are the things in South Carolina that he really held dear, that by starting a very different trajectory of our family tree to end up in Europe and then ultimately in New England, what did he regret leaving, you know? And I never got to ask him those questions. Like many of us have questions about our families, and then as you have those questions, you realize the important people have already passed on and you can't ask them. So he passed away of brain cancer when I was 16, and I wasn't interested in the answers to those questions yet. So I sat down to write a song a couple weeks ago, and I accidentally finished it on his birthday. I was writing it that week, and then I had a group text from my family and said, you know, we're thinking of each other. And I was pretty, stunned by that. So this is a song called Carolina. It's called that for now. If you have any other title suggestions, let us know. was restless as Tennessee, with my neck craned in a coal mine. And the canary was singing her song to me as I held you through the night. The army grabbed hold of my wandering soul and paid for my ticket out of the cold. So I got on the very first flight. I left you to chase the light. Carolina, Caroline, I never did say goodbye. Carolina, Caroline, I didn't know what was mine. Hallelujah. By and by, Daddy went up to Greenfield to pray with a friend who was digging through a hard time. Coming home, he was wrecked on the same dirt road where he taught me how to drive. It took 3 days to transfer the call to my post just west of the Berlin Wall. And before I could get on that flight, Daddy went chasing the light. Carolina, Caroline, I never did say goodbye. Carolina, Caroline, I didn't know what was mine. Hallelujah. By and by, there's a song that we sang on the front porch with a fiddle and a washboard. Mama sang it out every Sunday, saying one bright morning someday. But I couldn't wait, so I flew away. Now I'm quiet as Tennessee. The cancer's erasing my mind, like the cotton mama had to weave. You're the only loose end I can't tie. Carolina, why did I go? You're the last thing that I'll never know. Caroline, will you get on that flight? Pretty soon I'll be chasing the light. Carolina, Caroline, I never did say goodbye. Carolina, Caroline, I didn't know what was mine. Hallelujah. By and by, oh Caroline.
Thank you. Any title suggestions?
Chasing the light.
Chasing the Light. Yeah, that was Eric's suggestion, I think. So
Carolina's like
everyone.
forever in that song. Chasing the Light is better.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And how many? I think when you hear Carolina, you're like, oh, they did a James Taylor cover. So, which I do love that song very much. Can we actually play Shore? Someone actually asked for it. So, we had some requests tonight.
I love that.
Yes.
All right. Well, I just was thinking that we'd swap them, but
Oh.
you know.
You have to wait for your request, mystery person. Never mind. This is a love song. We're going to play a couple love songs off of our last album.
Which also released in May.
Yeah.
I guess that was a good time for
Baby boom of albums after COVID, I think.
Yeah, we noticed a lot of our friends have released albums over this last year and are getting back out on the road, which is just really awesome. That's not what this song is about, though. My grandparents celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary in 2020, and I thought it was just such an amazing feat that, you know, as I was talking to them about their story and getting little anecdotes, I just felt like I really want to capture this in a tune, and sort of in the vein of like a country Johnny Cash style type of thing, which I think just fits their story really well. So this is a song, a tribute to them, a tribute to love for the long haul, and it's called Never Walking Out.
And if you get the hang of the chorus at any point tonight and feel like singing along, you're very, very welcome to. The chorus sounds like this.
Love is a chain, and ours is made of iron. Passed through the flame, and hardened in the fire. I made you a promise, and that's just what I'll do. My word is good. I'm never walking out on you.
Mama gave us 6 months when she claimed our young love was doomed.
And she didn't give a smile when we married in her living room.
I was only 16, pregnant with the first of 3.
Well, now 6 decades later, you're still waking up here next to me.
Oh, I was dogged as a dandelion, tell you what, it's in my roots.
When they say it can't be done, sure as hell, that's what you're gonna do.
You were sweet as honey and handsome as you were cool.
Just like a bear to the honey, babe. Well, I could not keep my paws off of you. Love is a chain, and ours is made of iron. Passed through the flame, and hardened in the fire. And I made you a promise, and that's just what I'll do. My word is good. I'm never walking out on you. Well, it ain't always been easy. It ain't always been a dream come true.
I almost drove right off a ledge just to keep me from murdering you.
I'm glad you turned that car around and you cried out to the Lord above.
He gave me a shot of strength
And a heavy dose of stubborn love. If love is a chain, and ours is made of iron, passed through the flame, hardened in the fire. And I made you a promise, and that's just what I'll do. My word is good. I'm never walking out on you. that chose you, and I still do.
Now a day is bound to come when one of us will fall asleep.
But don't waste your time thinking I made a promise that I couldn't keep. This bond is eternal, it reaches past the gates of time. And I'll be waiting with a smile when you wake beyond that great divide. If love is a chain and ours is made of iron, pass through the flame, hardened in the fire. I made you a promise, and that's just what I'll do. I'm a woman of my word, and I'm gonna follow through. I'm a man standing on his word, Lord, and you know I spoke true. My word is good. I'm never walking out on you. I'm never, ever, 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 ever walking out on you. Thank you so much.
Happened to me during Dave's set.
You said, I know, I did.
So everybody, please thank and give a hand to Dave Vargo for being here today. And to Dan and Connor and all the amazing people who make this space happen. Thank you so, so, so much. Yeah,
Thanks,
thank
guys.
you. Yeah, beautiful.
Same one for me, I got a request.
You do?
Yeah,
What is it?
Avens.
Oh,
Oh, beautiful.
okay.
Fair?
I think
Yes,
that's fair.
it's been a long time since we played that one.
Mhm.
So let's do that first. I was going to end it on sure.
Okay, okay, sure.
So this is a very old song. We'll do this from our very first album. And it's a song called Avon's Song. And the reason it's been requested is because your daughter's name is Avon, which is so interesting because when our friends named their daughter Avon, they were sure the name basically didn't exist, and they were sure they invented it themselves. So I think it's really cool that it's a name, and that, yeah, and I'm excited to let them know. It's been a long time since we played this one, so we're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it.
It's gonna be great.
We're gonna
Yeah,
do it.
let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Are we gonna do it?
Yeah,
All right.
totally. I don't think I can play it, but
That's
yeah.
okay. I wrote this tune after babysitting Avon for an afternoon. It kind of started coming to me while she was actually while we were just hanging out. And at the time in her life, she couldn't really do all that much except just be adorable or cry. And I was struck by how, despite her inability to actually accomplish or do anything, there was just like this whole reservoir of love inside of me for her, and it really didn't matter to me. And I was just really struck by that experience. You know, as an adult human being, I often feel like it's the things that I can do that are gonna get me the love, you know. And Avon helped me see, like, perhaps that's not really the way it works.
Oh, my child.
Oh, my child, you're a special one. Hair is red as wildfire. Eyes are blue as deepest ocean. Smile sets this heart in motion. A world is opening up in me as you explore on hands and feet, dependent for every need. You help me see that love, it's all around me, and I can see oh so clearly, and I can feel it in my bones. It is safe to believe love is all around me. Now even just you being here, you wide-eyed window to the soul, you're teaching me so very much about living life with simple trust. There are days I've gotta say it's hard to see the good at all. It's easier to build up walls, but you remind me that love, it's all around me, I can see oh so clearly, and I can feel it in my bones. It is safe to believe love, it's all around me. Did you fall on your back? Well, I'm sorry to see that. You know I hate to hear you cry. And life can be like that. The pain and the hurt can leave you flat. To paint it different would be lying. But there's more to life than win and lose. Kicked around to win and lose. There's more to life than getting bruised. Kicked around to win and lose. And even if you hit rock bottom, when you fall beneath it all is love in the stars at night, twinkling in pure delight. Love in a stranger's smile walking down the street. There's love up in the trees, bursting in sweet mysteries of love. Can you feel it, child? Love. I can feel it in my bones. It is safe to believe love, it's all around me. It's all around me. It's all around us.
Thank
for that
you.
request, Dan.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, that
so
was cool.
fun. Yeah, it was fun. So, speaking of love being all around us, we'll end our night together with a love song called Shore. It's another COVID song, and I'm sure many of you felt during that time and during other difficult times in your life when it feels like you lose a lot, that you start regaining an understanding of what are the most important things to you that you can hold on to. And our relationship was one, and some inner peace was another, and you know, I think we all learned a lot during that time, and we learned the most during really difficult times. The other thing that I really, really learned during that time was to never again, if I can, never again take for granted the fact that somebody opens a space, and in this case builds a space, in order for a unique group of people to come together on one night and have us share our innermost thoughts
with this group of people and for you to take them with so much grace and attention and love and hold them safe for this hour. And we'll never be in this space together ever again. And that is wild. It's this wild miracle. And for 2 years, that was completely taken from us. And so you being here tonight really means absolutely everything to us. So thank you so much for being here with us tonight. We're Ash and Eric. This is Sure. We have a mailing list that you can put your email on. I will give that to somebody while we're sort of hanging out, because I'd rather you like sit and relax during this song than necessarily deal with any paperwork right now. But email is the best way to keep in touch with us. We're slowly getting ourselves off of social media if possible. It's a time suck. That's another conversation altogether. Trying. We're still there, so you can find us on all the social media, but trying to back away. So email, we're very direct about, hey, we're in Jersey this week, and hey, we have a new single out today, and it's the quickest way for you to really see us, you know, in your inbox. So email would be amazing. We'll send the list around, or I'll put it back on one of these tables. We also have CDs and such. So if you want to help us get home to Massachusetts tonight, grab a CD if you still have the technology to play them.
Or if you need a new coaster.
Yeah.
They make handsome coasters.
Thanks again for being here with us tonight. This is Sure. Our love is the blanket on top of the sheet that gets kicked around all night at our feet. With our pushing and pulling, our giving and taking, a comforter heavy with down. Some nights it's the pillows that cradle our heads, but end up crushed between the wall and the bed. But we wake with the light and we straighten the blankets and fluff out the pillows again. Darling, I'm sure as the morning, sure as the kettle that sings out its warning, I'm sure as an addiction to caffeine. You know I'm sure, as sure as I'll ever be. Our love is a theory tested and tried. The scientists all said the numbers weren't right, and we all believed them. The church even paid them to tell us the earth wasn't round. But darling, I'm sure as the seed that grew in the apple that fell from the tree, yes, I'm sure, sure as gravity. You know I'm sure, as sure as I'll ever be. Our love is an anchor I often ignore, taking for granted our home by the shore. But you never lifted, so we never drifted to the heart of the storm. Darling, I'm sure as the moon, waxing and waning from July to June, yes, I'm sure.
as the tides of the sea.
You know I'm sure, sure as I'll ever be.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. Our pleasure. So that ends our program for the evening.
Drive safely.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate that, and we do hope to see you next time we're in the area.